So I think this is the beginning of something very dangerous, because I think people on the left, if this person turns out to be the left, will feel that this is a legitimate way to achieve political power that they lack right now. They don't have any political power in the House, the presidency, the top courts, and there are 30-70 on the major issues, and there's a radicalized element that allows this to happen. And I think also very quickly, if you continue to call the President of the United States a fascist, or Hitler, as we see, or New Republic puts a cover story where he looks like Hitler with a mustache, or you have your House Minority Leader come with a baseball bat, or you have kickboxing videos of House representatives are going to fight, and it's all fight in the streets and what you see at ICE, then that filters down to people, and it brings people out of the woodwork who otherwise would stay there. And I think we've created a climate where it's considered that some people on the left feel they're morally superior, they're intellectually superior, they're part of a stratum that is superior, and they feel that any means necessary are justified to their noble ends. And that's a very dangerous thing to do. You're not going to know what's going to hit you, and then a few months later we started to see this very scary phenomenon of people assembling at the homes of justices, and one was a potential assassin. As you know, he was talked out of it by his sister. So yeah, I think that justices in general, but when you look at the Scalise and you look at the two Jewish Americans that were killed in Washington, the attack on the Scalise and some of the Republican leadership, and the two against Trump, even Josh Shapiro's, that attack on his home, that person was a radical pro-Palestinian. I get a little bit irritated, when everybody just says this is just a climate of violence. I'm not trying to excuse there are people on the right that have employed violence, but in this particular time, in this particular moment, it's mostly people on the left that justify it, and they tend to be unapologetic about it.
Political violence is becoming normalized as partisans feel increasingly shut out of power and justify extreme actions to pursue their goals. The rhetoric, comparing leaders to dictators and glorifying public aggression, creates a climate where radicals on the left feel morally entitled to act, and the boundaries of acceptable dissent vanish. These attitudes stoke real-world threats against public figures and institutions. Recent attacks on justices and politicians show how quickly words can inspire violence. While violence exists across the spectrum, the unapologetic justification seen now is especially dangerous, eroding the foundation of democratic dialogue and fueling distrust.
And I think there will be other threats to other people. Even lowly people like myself. I mean, I live out in the country, but I had my home swatted where somebody said there was an armed intruder, and an armed sheriff showed up. There was nobody here, of course. I went to the local bank that I've known my entire life, and I found that my entire savings and checking had been hacked and completely drained. I asked if it had happened to anybody there in the bank. No. So I think that all the people on the conservative side that are somewhat outspoken are going to be questioned, and I think it's going to continue. I really do, because I don't see people on the left, by and large, apologizing for it or saying that it was completely wrong. Even when the MSNBC analyst was fired, if you look at that exchange, Katie Tour, the host, really prompted his response, Matthew Dowd, because she was the one that first thing she said in this segment was that Charlie Kirk was a divisive person. It was a conditional sentence. If he was divisive, then you can fill in the blanks, and the blanks would be the obvious implication that he deserved what he got.
Harassment targeting outspoken conservatives, ranging from swatting and financial sabotage to hostile media framing, reflects an environment where disagreement breeds intimidation. The lack of principled pushback from mainstream voices emboldens these tactics, creating a perpetual cycle of fear, retribution, and silence. When commentators are attacked and media coverage implies they deserve it, honest debate gives way to self-censorship, undermining participation and leaving democratic institutions more vulnerable to both physical and ideological assault. If you value honest analysis and real conversations, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. What did we miss and what should we tackle next? Your voice makes this community stronger. Let's keep pushing for the truth together.